it's Chelsea, and today I've got a couple updates for you guys, but before we get into anything, I just want to say that today's video is sponsored. You guys know I rarely do sponsored videos on this channel, but this is something that I have been wanting to try for myself for a little while, so let me just explain to you how this product came into my life and how I tried it and how it worked, and then I'm gonna tell you all the other things that have been going on lately. So recently, a CBD company named Premium Jane reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try their CBD oil. And you guys know I've tried CBD in the past for anxiety. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Chelsea, and I've had panic disorder for many years. And you guys know I've done a couple of videos on my channel before about mental health and the importance of talking about your mental health, seeking out therapy, taking away the taboo that surrounds mental health. And I've been looking for different ways to try to cope with my anxiety levels over the past couple of years. And through different therapists I've had, I was always prescribed like Xanax or Klonopin or Zoloft, or there was another one, Lexapro. Anyway, I've been prescribed many different types of medications for my anxiety, but I have never really wanted to take them. I don't like feeling like I'm not in control of myself and of my body, and so I don't like things that have psychoactive effects. So you guys know I don't smoke weed or anything because THC has psychoactive effects, which makes me really paranoid and builds my anxiety. I don't like that. It's not for me. I understand that certain people get something out of it, but I'm not one of those people. And so when CBD started becoming a thing a couple of years ago, I wanted to try it. So I did. I found CBD that had very small, trace amounts of THC, because you can't completely get rid of THC, but you can get it with such small amounts that there are no psychoactive effects whatsoever. So anyway, I tried CBD flower several years ago, and it was fine, it helped, but I noticed that the calming effects that it gave me would go away after 45 minutes or so. So when Premium Jane reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try the CBD tincture, the oil drops, I thought, okay, this might stay in my system a little bit longer throughout the day. Sure, let's go for it. So they sent me this bottle, which is premium CBD oil. It's 1,000 milligrams, and each serving contains 25 milligrams of CBD. So one serving of this is half of a tincture. So if this is a tincture, I guess this would be about half of it. So I've been trying it for the last week ever since they sent it to me, and the first time I tried it, I did it in the afternoon and I slept. I will say this has given me some of the best, hardest nights of sleep that I've had in quite a while. So I think if I am going to take this in the daytime at all, I'm gonna even half the dose that they recommend, so that I can stay awake through it all, because man, it is like getting a massage. It is very relaxing. So this product is made in the United States, which is also really cool. We love to support local businesses, USA made businesses. They have several different flavors that you can get. I got the natural flavor, but I know that they make mint flavor and stuff if you're not into the natural flavor of CBD oil. It has kind of an earthy taste, it tastes like a plant. But it's really not bad. Basically, you just hold it in your mouth under your tongue for 90 seconds, and then you just swallow it, and then you go about your day or your night, your sleep, depending on how much you take. I think one of those doses, what they recommend, the 25 milligrams, which is a half a tincture or a half a dropper, I think that would be fine for a bigger person than me. I don't know, maybe weight has something to do with it. I'm a tall person, but a small person, so I don't know, maybe it just got to me a little bit more than it would average Joe. On top of that, another thing that I've been doing recently in regard to my mental health would be I'm going to a new therapist. When I first got back off the road, I started seeing a therapist, and she was a CBT therapist, which I've always had CBT therapist, which stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. But she was not great. I mean, her and I just weren't clicking. I didn't really get anything out of the therapy with her. I have gotten a lot of really great help from CBT therapy in the past, so I'm not knocking CBT. I'm just saying that this particular therapist, we're just not going well together. So I sought out different types of other therapy instead. I wanted to trying EFT tapping, meditation. I wanted to try hypnotism. The lady that I'm interested in that does hypnotism isn't available until April, so I figured I would just get another therapist in the meantime. So I did, and it's my first time ever seeing a Freudian therapist. So as far back as I can remember, ever since I learned about Freud and heard about Freudian therapists versus like CBT therapy, I always thought CBT therapy was going to be like my way to go for the issues that I have, because I thought that it was going to help me work through the current issues at hand and give me coping skills for the current issues at hand. So I never was interested in trying Freudian therapy. I also thought it was like kind of weird because I didn't really want to sit and just like go through my entire history and my relationship with my parents and like all that kind of stuff. I didn't see how that was relevant to my panic disorder that I was so sure stemmed from my car accident that I got in my freshman year of college. But recently I've been seeing a Freudian therapist. I've only had 3 or 4 visits with him so far, and I'm actually really interested, like way more than I thought I would be. They're really focused on finding the root of your issues. So I can say that my anxiety started flaring up when my car accident happened. Like that was a traumatic event for me. But something I've never thought about before this was like, okay, why has it affected me so much more than it did the other 2 people that were in the car accident with me? Why didn't they develop panic disorder and stuff? And so somewhere further back than my car accident, maybe I didn't learn a proper emotional coping technique that I don't know. So anyway, we're trying to go back. We're trying to figure out, okay, what am I lacking? What information do I not have to be able to cope with these types of traumatic events, as well as some other people do. So it is really interesting to kind of analyze the brain in that way and go back even further than what you think is the root cause of something. I've really enjoyed that, and I'm like excited to keep going back and seeing how this type of therapy differs than other types of therapy. And I'm really like actually clicking with this therapist, which is really nice. Ideas come across a lot more smoothly if you guys are like on the same wavelength and both participating in the conversation, and not with my other therapist. It felt like I was just saying a bunch of things that I thought I needed to do I was basically talking to myself and talking myself through different coping skills rather than her like giving me any coping skills or challenging anything that I was thinking or like helping me practice with coping skills. She was just kind of like listening to me talk, and the only reason I was talking so much was because she wasn't offering anything back to me. And then after I would say something, she would just be like, well, it sounds like you've got everything pretty figured out. Why are you in therapy? Like, if you're such a self-reflective person, I'm surprised that you can't solve this on your own. And I was just like, I don't know, that's just like a weird thing to hear from a therapist. So anyway, I'm glad that I'm seeing this new one, and I'm glad that I'm exploring Freudian methods, I guess. So just because this video is sponsored doesn't mean that I don't want to give you guys an honest opinion of what I think CBD has helped me or not helped me with so far. Would I recommend CBD for someone that has panic disorder like I do? Yeah, I would. I would recommend it because it's not psychoactive, which means that you can still like keep pretty good control over yourself versus like if I take a Xanax, I have to be really careful with the dosage of Xanax that I take because I can just lose hours of time. But I also have to make sure that I take enough so that my panic attacks can't like go through the Xanax, which has happened before. So if I take too little, it just doesn't work at all. If I take too much, like I don't remember anything. So there's like a sweet spot with Xanax that I haven't found yet. But, and so I like kind of get nervous taking Xanax for those reasons. I'm like, oh, either it's not gonna work or I'm gonna black out. And both of those things are scary to think about. So I do like this, and I think I would recommend it. I think I am gonna like experiment with it a little bit more and like give you guys another update on it. But I just want to say thank you to Premium Jane for sending me this, because anything that I can do that has no psychoactive effect that might help me keep my panic disorder in check is really important. And I know like the worst thing that can happen with this is just that like I get sleepy and want to take a nap. So yes, I would recommend this to someone with panic disorder for sure. By the way, I'll put a link to this stuff in the description box below. You guys can use code VICARI for a little discount over there. So I'll put the link in the description. Check them out over there. Don't forget to use my discount code, and yeah, see how it goes for you guys. If you have insomnia or any type of inflammation, joint pain, anxiety, man, CBD just seems to be like the miracle thing. I don't want to say miracle drug, but the miracle plant. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up everything that's been going on mentally, and my little trial with CBD and my little trial that I'm doing with Freudian therapy. Things have been super weird over the last few months just living in this house. Like I feel like so many different types of stressful situations have happened, and my life has changed so much over the past year. I mean, it's March now. 1 year ago, I was on the West Coast. I think at this time I was either outside of Joshua Tree or in Borrego Springs with Ellen and Paul. Or hell, this might have been the day that I was like snow skiing in Big Bear in California. I don't know. So it's just really weird that a year ago I was on the road and now I'm not, and things have been so different. But regardless, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because as some of you might know, I'm doing a van build and I'm really excited about it. So I'll be documenting all that in my next coming videos. And if you don't, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, because you can see everything I'm doing day by day over there, so you don't have to wait on all these videos to see what the van build looks like and what I'm doing. So yeah. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Thank you for being here.